Gamescom, will we see it here? God of War, there were rumors this morning. Forbes.com reported that there would be a new 3D God of War adventure coming out. Does that mean God of War 4? Are they going to announce that at the Sony press conference? Obviously, Sony Santa Monica has been working on something for these past few years. Yeah. We'll have to see. This is the exciting time of the year. This is why I love these briefings, because they're surprises that even us as folks in the industry don't always find out. Kotaku doesn't spoil everything.
We try.
So.
I want to say, though, I do think God of War is prime material for them to, just in the same way that Microsoft ended the conference with a Halo teaser, God of War, it's their go-to franchise, and a lot, which Uncharted is kind of becoming.
How you open and close. Like last year they closed with Twisted Metal, which was an okay demo, but I guess the Twisted Metal demo we saw today with David Jaffe, I was blown away.
Yeah, no, that looked a lot better. Actually, coming into E3, I had mentioned that on a list of contenders and pretenders, I thought Twisted Metal kind of, I didn't know if it was going to be able to
won me over with that demo.
Yeah,
I mean,
but that demo actually was very impressive.
Yep.
Absolutely.
No,
I think
big, epic scale in Twisted Metal, so hopefully that will be acknowledged in the press conference as well. Brian, are you hearing any last-minute rumors from your Kotaku troops on the ground all around E3?
Not yet, but I suspect that we're going to be seeing a lot more 3D from Sony. I mean, it's something else that they obviously have two reasons to push that. And if the rumor is true that we're going to get God of War with 3D, and we know Uncharted's going to have 3D, there's no reason they wouldn't do that with some of their other big franchises.
Well, I think they've announced Resistance will be 3D. It seems like almost every game is going to be available in 3D to some degree. So we'll hear about that at the PlayStation press conference. And then, there's always the surprise of, will they talk about future technologies? Will they talk about, where things are going to go? Remember, there was Move, there was iToy before that. Yeah. Richard Marks and his lab at Sony have done a lot of really cool inventions from technological perspective. So who knows? Maybe they will have something new technologically.
I don't think it's time. I mean, I think
not necessarily PS4, but I mean, there could be something new as a new, device or a new accessory or peripheral.
Sure. It's always a possibility, but to me, if they get out of there with people being okay with the price of the NGP, and they get out of there with some first-class exclusives that are showing well, and obviously just to get over this hump of the PSN, and they address it in a good way to let me know as a gamer and a consumer that I'm safe to get back online with them, then they've accomplished their goal. Get the heck out at that point.
We will have to see. Well, I do know, I think there are some Move games that we're going to be hearing about, so a lot of people wonder, will there be Move things? I think there will be some titles for Move as well. So you've got Move, you've got 3D, you've got PSV.
This is shaping up to be a confusing press conference if they go in all those directions.
That's always well, but you even look at Xbox. They had Kinect stuff, they had Core stuff. I mean, these are monstrous press conferences. This is expected to last about 90 minutes. I'm told it will be 90 minutes. Sometimes Sony briefings end up running, 2+ hours. Sometimes last year was quite long. This year, I hear it's going to be a pretty tight 90 minutes. Now, afterwards, journalists at the event will be able to get to go to an arcade area to play a lot of the games that are going to be displayed. I think they have over 130 PS3s that are going to be on display. They're showing a lot of those games. And some people online had erroneously reported that the press conference was going to be 5 hours long or something like that. Not blaming you, Brian. I don't think Kotaku said it, but people were wondering, how do you do a 5-hour press conference? Well, no, it's going to be a 90-minute press conference, but then followed, obviously, with gameplay for journalists, and I think there's going to be a band performing for the crowd there, things like that. Looks like we are waiting for our feed from the Sony press conference there.
From what I'm hearing.
Exactly. There are lots of demos. They're building the excitement and the anticipation online now. During the briefing, we'll be watching Twitter, so you guys can go to twitter.com, obviously, or tweet on your mobile devices with the hashtag GTE3. We'll be reading your tweets on air. Justine will be getting ready to give us instant reaction from you about your favorite, the best and worst moments of the press conference. And then afterwards, again, Tim Willits will be back with us to tell us all the latest on what's going on with Rage, which is coming out from Bethesda in September as well. Sort of head-to-head almost with Resistance 3, which will be coming out for PlayStation 3 as well. So a lot of content. We just need to get to the content now and get this press conference started.
Obviously, you think
so. We're still waiting. It's about 5:06, 6 minutes ago. We apologize. We're going to try and get an update here. Our team is working with Sony right now to understand what's going on. We are going to take a quick break for a promo, but if the press conference does begin, we're going to instantly go back to it. So you're not going to miss anything. We'll be right back as we try and look into the situation here about the delay of the Sony press conference at 5:06 p.m. Pacific, 8:06 p.m. Eastern. We'll be right back. Thank you so much.
Don't go anywhere.
Want around-the-clock coverage of E3? Whether it's from a computer, your TV, or mobile device, look no further than GameTrailers.com and GTTV on Spike. Find E3 on any device, anytime. The only place to go for the biggest moments of E3, live and in high definition, is GameTrailers.com. With continuous, uninterrupted live coverage including every major press conference, jaw-dropping demos, and exclusive interviews from the site that delivers the games that matter most. Coming up next, the Sony press conference is live from the LA Sports Arena. Uncharted 3, Resistance 3, the NGP, what will Sony have in store and live on stage? All the answers are coming your way live at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific on Game Trailers. And remember, GT powers up for Day 2 of E3 All Access Live, Tuesday morning at 11:30 a.m. Eastern, 8:30 a.m. Pacific. Nintendo is ready to unveil its new console at its 2011 E3 media briefing. What will it look like? How powerful will it be? Find out with us live on stage, and then stay tuned to GT for an exclusive interview with Nintendo President Reggie Fils-Aimé, as well as a full day of exclusive game demos and reveals. And remember, the coverage doesn't stop there. It's actually just the beginning. Once the show floor opens, we don't sleep.
All right, guys, we're right back with you. It is the Sony PlayStation press conference live. We've got some B-roll there of the crowd at the LA Memorial Arena. There's Jonathan Mack, who's got a great new NGP game.
Down to the 2011 Sony Computer Entertainment America E3 press conference. Hey everyone, welcome to our 2011 E3 press conference preview show. I'm Christina Lee standing outside, and check out the scene behind us. It is packed for a huge event tonight. And I'm standing alongside with Jeff Rubenstein, of course, with the award-winning PlayStation blog. Jeff, you are looking mighty fine, sir.
Thank you. I've tucked in my shirt for the first time in almost 3 years.
That is quite the feat. And Jeff, we're just minutes away from the big show. And one thing to note, though, is that the press conference is actually going to be streamed live this year. It's spectacular. I mean, we're expecting, over 5,000 people. The stream is definitely going to be on PlayStation Home. You'll also see it on the PlayStation blog, and, of course, online at PlayStation.com. So, Jeff, even before the press conference has started, we're already in front of this.
All right, guys, well, we're still waiting for the Sony press conference to begin. It lets Jeff Rubenstein from PlayStation blog. They are outside counting down to the briefing. Looks like there's been a slight delay on the press conference over there at the Memorial Arena. But again, we're going to be with you guys live as we get ready for this announcement. We've sent a lot of emails over to Sony to figure out what the delay might be. But it sounds like from our sources inside the arena, there's just a little bit of filing people into seats, crowd control, getting everyone ready. It's a huge venue that they're doing it at the Memorial, the Sports Arena, which is a big venue. Xbox is at the Galen Center, which is another big arena. So these press conferences just get bigger and bigger every year. And I've seen some tweets of look at the stage. Sounds like they've got a pretty big stage that they are working on as well. So we will count down here as we get ready at 5:10. Now, afterwards, as we mentioned, we've got Tim Willits. And then tomorrow, we've got a ton of great stuff. Jack Tretton, the CEO of PlayStation, will be joining us live at 8:30 a.m. Eastern, or Pacific, 11:30 a.m. Eastern. He'll be live on our stage along with Patrick Bach from EA to talk about Battlefield 3 multiplayer. And then at 9 a.m., Mr. Iwata, Mr. Miyamoto, Reggie from Nintendo will be on stage to unveil their new console right behind us here at the Nokia Theater. We've got a great view. They've been setting up all day for that. And then immediately after, we've got a lot of great stuff coming up as well. We've got an exclusive on Assassin's Creed Revelations, which you didn't see in the press conference. Then we've got Reggie coming by for one of my classic interviews with him, the first time we're doing it live, and we'll be taking your questions on Twitter and things like that. Then we've got John Riccatello, the CEO. This is a good question. Yeah, we don't have the Sony press conference right now, so we don't have. But we are getting close for that, we hope. But we are waiting to. So we're waiting to see what's going to happen with that. But again, tomorrow I think is an all-star packed day. I mean, it's hard to top today, where we had Batman, we had Skyrim, we
Mass
had.
Effect 3.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll
lot of great.
continue to say Mass Effect 3.
Mass Effect 3. Brian, what is your most anticipated title of E3 overall?
I think BioShock. It is just, I thought it was Tomb Raider until I saw BioShock, and then it was, I hate to say this, but there's just no competition. It's an amazing game. It looks fantastic. It's thinky, and I think it's going to be as amazing as the first BioShock was in the sort of the journey it takes gamers. And I don't want a twist for the sake of having a twist, but I think that Ken Levine's really good at delivering that experience.
That game is phenomenal, and I think Ken's been so careful about what he's been saying about it, but it's so interesting, and the depth and the detail of his mind, and it's just the texture of the story in that game is phenomenal. I cannot wait to see BioShock Infinite. I think you'll probably be seeing a lot more of it probably sooner than you think. So
is it enough to bring in new fans for the series?
Yeah, I think that's what I love about it is it's a reboot that I don't think requires any knowledge of the first BioShock. I think it was BioShock 1 was critically acclaimed, but sold okay, but wasn't a huge blockbuster. certainly on the scale of things like Modern Warfare, and I think it deserves to be really big. So I think hopefully BioShock Infinite will attract a much wider audience. And again, they've done a great job because it's not coming out until 2012, but they've already talked about they have a huge E3 demo, which Brian and I got to see a few weeks ago on our Critics Pre-E3 tour, which looked phenomenal. So again, Ken gave us a tease of that today, and I can't wait to see more of that at E3 and these, the skyline and the gameplay there. It's just it's so new and it's so fresh. And that's something, we see a lot of first-person shooters. Right. We see a lot of, action games. And this game, just, you look at the footage and you're just like, yeah, I want to play that thing.
Yeah. And there's so many levels to it. There is the gameplay and the mechanics that are fascinating and interesting. And then there's sort of this storyline that he has created in this world he's created that's amazing. And then you have these sort of undercurrents of domestic violence and all these other things that look like they're going to explore, which is just, you don't see that typically in a game, especially a AAA game like this.
And they're very invested. I mean, obviously on GTTV, we debuted one of the initial trailers for the game, and we were at an event in New York City where they had the entire venue decked out, it looked just like it did in the game. And they're going to great lengths to really immerse players into this universe that Ken Levine has created. And I think that, like you said, Jeff, it has an opportunity to appeal to new gamers as well, just because of its originality and uniqueness.
Excellent. Yeah, well, we can see what looks to be a preview of what's going on inside the venue right now as we count down for the start of Sony's briefing. Obviously, running a few minutes after the scheduled time. Everyone else has been doing good keeping on time, but it's tough when you've got thousands of people moving into these venues, getting ready for a big show like this. So we know when it gets underway, it will be worth the wait. We know Uncharted is there. We know there's lots on NGP and other titles like that. Now, Justine has been keeping track of what's going on Twitter here with all of our fans who are probably asking a lot of tough questions about what's going on, Justine. What is the feedback? What's trending on Twitter right now?
Basically, everyone's wondering when the Sony press conference is going to start. They say that they see the pre-show, but there is no actual press conference. And yes, that is true. They've also been speculating what will be at the show. So far, they're most excited for Uncharted 3, Starhawk, the NGP, Resistance 3, and more. And in addition to reading some of your gaming tweets, I've also got this one, which I have to read because I was quite entertained. Jupiter Sailfish is asking, why does everyone except for you, that's me, have a soul patch? And I'm sorry, I was trying to get one here for E3, but I'm going to work on that, maybe for next year.
Well, good news, Justine. We just got a breaking update from our sources inside the press conference. We're about 2 minutes away. They've asked everyone to put on their 3D glasses and get ready. So our wait for the start of the Sony press conference may soon be over here. We're going to be sitting here, obviously, watching it, and then we'll be giving you instant reaction afterwards to all the news. We're predicting Uncharted 3 is going to start the show.
Yeah.
We'll see. We know what's going on. Is that what you're predicting?
Well, if they're putting on glasses, it's going to be in 3D.
A lot of things are in 3D.
Glasses, so.
But obviously that will be beginning shortly live here on Spike. And as I mentioned, our coverage continues tomorrow. We're really excited about being able to bring you guys a lot of live extended demos and interviews with all the top names. Tomorrow we've got Activision CEO Eric Hirschberg, who will be live here. See what he has to say about Kotaku leak on Modern Warfare 3 a few weeks ago. And
will he talk about it?
We'll have to see, Brian. Give me some good questions for him. We've also got Jack Tretton coming by. We've also got Yves Guillemot, the head of Ubisoft. And then a lot of great demos throughout the day tomorrow that we're going to be showing to you guys. Obviously, Reggie will be here. We'll hear news on Nintendo's console. And then I'm really excited about this one. The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword is going to be appearing live on our stage. And that's pretty rare for Nintendo to bring a demo out right after the press conference to show to you guys first. If you're a fan of Nintendo, tomorrow you can tune in for the live Skyward Sword demo. That'll probably be around 11 o'clock Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. So a full day tomorrow. We're going all the way from 8:30 a.m. Pacific, 11:30 a.m. Eastern through the end of the day with wall-to-wall E3 coverage. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed what we've done so far today. I know everyone on the team is incredibly excited about the games we've shown you. But let us know on Twitter. Use the GTE3 hashtag and send us your thoughts on our coverage. Anything you'd like to see change next day. But it looks like we're about to start. Here we go, the Sony 2011 E3 press conference. You can see a view there of all the screens, and it looks like everyone is seated. There's a pattern on the wall, so we're getting closer to the start of the briefing here. There's been an announcement to put on your 3D glasses for the start of the briefing, and it looks like there's a little bit more motion in the screens.
Nothing 3D though yet, from what I can tell.
Here we go, the start of the briefing. Enjoy the show. There's a PlayStation logo. We have progress.